TikTok is without question one of the most important platforms for real estate agents right now. The organic reach is incredible, and if you know how to properly leverage it, people are closing deals in my organization every single week from TikTok, and that's what we're going to show you in this video. Today I'm bringing on Andrew Vascasano from Denver, who's going to talk about how he's now getting listing appointments every single week from his videos without dancing, without making a fool of himself, and just by leading with all local market information. But this video is incredible because he not only breaks down which videos have actually led to exact closings and listing presentations, but furthermore, he explains exactly how to approach the hashtags, exactly how to approach the description, what songs to use, and then ninja tricks you can do in order to make sure that your content performs even better. This is a wealth of knowledge, so I'm super excited to share this with you because I've never seen somebody go this deep and clearly explain it like this. Now, before I get in, I want to mention two quick things. Number one, I'll link all of Andrew's profiles below because you want to check out his TikTok to use it as a reference point of what you can be doing in your market, and some of his other social profiles are awesome as well. And the second thing is I'll include a calendar link below if you want to book an appointment to talk about partnering with Andrew so that he can give you the inside scoop as to how he can help you one-on-one in order to do the same thing he's doing. So without further ado, let's show you the complete blueprint of how to generate closed deals and clients for free from TikTok right now. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today we've got on a very special guest that's going to be talking about a very hot and relevant topic that everybody's curious about, which is TikTok for real estate agents and how to actually get clients on there without having to dance around and make a complete fool of yourself. So brought on one of my business partners, Andrew Vascasano from Denver, and he's going to be talking to you guys about his strategy, about how he's now getting a ton of clients reaching out to him from his videos that he just got started not too long ago. So Andrew, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Thanks for having me on here. Excited to talk about some TikTok strategies, all that fun stuff. And of course, got to give you credit. The reason I started TikTok, YouTube, all the social media stuff, saw you doing it, saw all the agents in the group that are killing it on there. So had to jump on there. So appreciate it.
Yeah, man. No, thank you. It's been exciting to see, your growth and the fact that, we were even last week on one of our mastermind calls and you were just going into a listing presentation with a lead for TikTok. So, before we kind of dive into TikTok and the tactical strategies, why don't you just give people a brief introduction to who you are, where you're from, and what kind of, even just led you to why you chose TikTok specifically?
Yeah. So as you said, I'm out here in Denver, originally from Phoenix, Arizona. So didn't have a huge, sphere out here. A lot of people I knew. I originally went to school in Arizona, got my accounting degree, got my MBA, got my CPA license. Much like you in engineering, I did it for 2.5 years, realized I can't do this. This isn't for me. So got my real estate license, did real estate part-time for about half of 2019, and then went full-time in 2020. Great timing to do that. I mean, honestly, everyone's like, oh, wow, it's probably the worst time. The world shut down. You couldn't sell any houses, but it gave me time to just sit down, look at my business, figure out what I'm going to do and start going after it. So I've been doing it full time since 2020. Start off doing the cold calling, Facebook ads, just anything I could do to generate business, meeting with lenders, all that kind of stuff. You realize that a lot of lenders want to get coffee after a while. Then you figure out, all right, let's try to do something else. So yeah. I was doing everything I could to generate business. And finally I was like, all right, what can I do differently? What's, free, what's scalable, as you always say. Jumped on YouTube for a little bit, have some videos on there, didn't see a whole lot of traction from it. And then found TikTok from another agent, another group who's posted video, got like 3 million views and like 4 deals from it. And I'm like, all right, there's something here. Yeah. So since January 2020 or January 2022, this year, been posting on TikTok consistently and just been trying to grow that. So it's been quite a ride these last 2 years.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. And I think that's a really important thing for people to take note of is, people just need to find their niche and what works for them. And, every platform can work, every, style, even traditional prospecting. But if you're not finding what works for you, you're just going to dread doing it and you're going to hate your life along the journey. And that's, not what we're here to do. We're here to get business, but have fun along the way. And it's nice that you kind of pivoted and found, what's really connecting with you and your style. So, why don't you talk to people about some of the success that you've had on TikTok and, your following, and then, now you're getting deals from it and, what that journey's look like. And then we'll get into kind of some specific strategies.
Yeah. So really, I started doing TikTok what was it, February 2021. So I did it from February to April, 2 months straight. I was mainly posting because, you know, I'm a CPA, so I was posting personal finance stuff, tax advice, everything there was about personal finance, not really just real estate and not really just Colorado, which is what I'm doing now. So did 2 months straight, didn't really enjoy it, got burned out and stopped in April 2021 and didn't post for the rest of the year. I still got one deal out of it. I got a client that reached out of an Airbnb video that wanted to buy a house out here in Colorado. So they moved out here, bought it. So it worked. You know, I saw the success in it. So I knew it was possible, but I just wasn't enjoying what I was recording and the content I was putting out. So January 2022 rolls around and I'm like, all right, I need to get consistent. It's the most cliche thing ever. Do it consistently. You'll see results. Stick with it for about a year. And as long as you're doing it, you'll see some results, right? So January 2022, started posting on there. I didn't see a whole lot of traction those first probably month and a half. I mean, in terms of followers, sure, but not really in terms of the deals or the leads and that kind of stuff. So I mean, as a big picture from January 2022 to right now, I went from about, I think, 4,000 followers to now I'm at like 22,500 or so. So a lot of growth, but I got my numbers down here, and actually January through March didn't really have any leads come in, maybe one or two. April 1 deal, April 1 lead, May 4 leads, June 1 lead, July 11 leads, and now in August we're at 7. We still got about a week and a half left of this month. So really it's been the last 2 months that I've seen all these deals or all these leads start to come in. And as you said, was going to a closing when you asked me on one of our calls, you know, how TikTok's working. So great timing on that one. And then besides that one, we've got my lender partner and I that we found each other on TikTok, actually. We're got about, I want to say 4 people right now that are pre-approved, another maybe 6 to 10 that are either, you know, 6 months out to 12 months out, like, hey, I'm moving to Denver next spring, right? Let's touch base then. So building that pipeline, getting those leads coming in. So it's really been the last 2 months that the growth has really started to happen. Those leads start to come in. So it's been a wild ride so far.
Yeah, and I think that's, really important for people to understand is that, it's a delayed gratification approach. A lot of people are just going to go through that 3-month phase in the beginning, not get the results they're looking for, and then quit, give up, and go to something else. But, as you've proven, when you stick to it, it's always this like exponential phase where it starts off really slow and then connects, and then you start to get the business. But all too many people quit right before they would have started to see the fruits of their labor. So, why don't you talk to people about what kind of videos you're putting out on TikTok, and then we'll kind of get into the, how you strategize it. But in terms of the specific videos, and are there any videos that you've gotten like direct leads from that you find have been working the best for you?
Yeah. So, I mean, I got to jump back real quick to your point about the delayed gratification, because you talk about that a lot, of where people are posting for 2 months straight. They don't see any results. Like, all right, this doesn't work. On to the next. I mean, that's what I did when I was doing cold calling and I was doing Facebook ads. I'd try it for a certain amount of time. It wouldn't work and I'd give up. And that's why at the beginning, I'm like, you got to do this for like at least a year. So if you're watching, you got to stay with it and do it for a while. But in terms of the videos I'm putting out right now, like I said, last year I was doing a lot of personal finance and tax videos. I still sprinkled those in there because I enjoyed talking about personal finance, but I just wasn't really engaged with those videos. So now the stuff I'm putting out is everything Colorado, hikes, restaurants, things to do, the real estate out here, what it's like living out here, the different weather we have, the cost of living, literally anything there's to know about Colorado, do in Colorado, I'm posting about it, right? And the nice thing about TikTok is once you start building that audience, people will ask you and say like, hey, I want a video on this, or hey, can you make a video about this? Then you save all those comments, you reply to those comments, which I think boosts the algorithm some more. I'm not an algorithm expert, but that's what I've heard. So you reply to those people's comments, you make the video. So they're giving you your content that you want to make, or that they want you to make. And that's kind of what I realized after I switched from the personal finance to the Colorado stuff, is people want to see that more. I mean, personal finance it's flooded, right? There's so many people doing personal finance videos. Anybody can Google what is a 401k or how do I invest in a Roth IRA and make a video about it, and that gets kind of boring. So people will want to see the Colorado stuff or your state specific stuff. I mean, you're in Canada and Calgary, so I mean, if someone wants to see like what's it like living in Calgary, people ask you, hey, can you give me an idea of this neighborhood or this region or whatever it is. And then the ones that I start seeing, so I make two types of videos. One video is for the views and just I call it dumb entertainment. It's just kind of mindless entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So like one of my weekly videos is most expensive and least expensive. And that doesn't provide a lot of value. Sure, it gives you an idea of price range out in the Denver metro area, but really it's just about entertaining. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit, look at this house that just sold for $5 million. And wow, that house sold for 150,000. Like just seeing that spectrum, it's entertaining, right?
Yeah.
So that one gets all the followers, gets all the views, that kind of stuff. And then my other video I post is more of the deep, kind of, it's more valuable, right? It's
Yeah.
the deep value that people can actually get some information that they're looking for. So the ones I see a lot of traction on is like, down payment assistance programs, or we're doing a TikTok home buyer program right now to where if you partner with me and my lender, we'll give you a certain credit towards closing, and just how much you need to buy a house and how much your mortgage would be if you put it down this amount. There's more valuable videos, right? Those are where I see more the people come in and say, hey, just watch your down payment assistance program video. Can you put me in touch with a lender that does down payment assistance, or can we talk more about it, right? So those are kind of my two videos, and one's more for followers and views, and one's more for the value and the clients coming in.
Definitely. That makes complete sense. And when you're starting to get this engagement, where are you kind of driving traffic in order to actually excite conversation? Because I know that there's no like DMs on TikTok.
Yeah.
So, what does that look like for you in order to take people from like comments and views to actual conversations?
Well, I was bummed because they had the DMs last year and then they took it away. And so you can only DM someone if you follow them back. And I'm not about to go click through 22,000 people to follow
Yeah.
back just to get some DMs. But shout out to Noah and Ken over in Florida, also on the Wolfpack. They do a lot of TikTok. And I reached out to them to see what they do. And it's, super simple. They've got their phone number in their bio, and then they've got maybe an email address, and then they have a link tree, or I use solo.to because last year when I made it, Linktree was giving people like warning you're leaving TikTok, so I don't want to like scare people away. But all of those work. There's a million different like links that you can put in your bio, and within that link, I've got my Google form, which people will go to, put their name, phone number, email address, and the area they're looking in. It doesn't have to be in Colorado. I just had someone fill out the form. Let's look at in Massachusetts, so put them in touch with someone there as a referral.
Yeah.
So got that link in there, and then have my website. So people go to my website and search. There's also the auto registration there, so they register on there. And then I have a new home builder link as well. They can go there and do it. So phone number, email address, link tree that'll send them to 3 or 4 different links that'll kind of not force sign up, but encourage a sign up.
Definitely. And one of the things that a lot of people get kind of nervous about, and even I did in the beginning, is a lot of people think that the creation process of TikTok is just insanely difficult, time consuming, too much to handle, and they really, a lot of people kind of get over their head and say, okay, I'm going to start doing it, and the videos are short and they can be very raw, so that's good and it ticks all the boxes. But it's what comes after the recording that a lot of people get all, kind of skewed about. So what's kind of your process in terms of, filming, and then how do you make it kind of streamlined to get videos out in a pretty timely manner?
So I need to be better about batching. I try to batch as much as possible, but it gets hard.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend batching, but TikTok's super easy so the videos I do is, I want to teach people about Colorado and Denver specific. So I do neighborhood tours, pros and cons. Those are, through YouTube, TikTok, wherever platform you do, those are always hitters, right? Those are always videos people are searching for. But in terms of other videos, I'll get on Google and I'll just look at articles about Colorado, something in the news, minimum wage just went up. We're the 5th least affordable city in the country, whatever it is, right? So I've got pros and cons videos, neighborhood tours. I'll go find articles. And then, like I said before, I'll just find comments that people want to see. And then from there, I'll kind of put it all in my Google Doc and kind of not really script it out, but just bullet points so I know what I'm talking about. And then from there, it's just recording them all. And I do a lot of green screen videos, which the green screen thing is like built into that TikTok app. So it's pretty easy. But I'll just do, for an article, I'll put my face next to the article and just kind of read the bullet points of the article and give people an overview. But yeah, it's really just recording it getting all your ideas in one spot and then just batching it all together. And then it's nice because you can save them in like a drafts format. So you can record the video, edit it as much as you want, and then just save it to a draft. And that way, if I'm out showing or something, and I usually try to post at least once a day, maybe if not two, I have my set times that I post. So if I'm out showing, I've already got the videos recorded, I've already got them edited. I'll just, once we get to the house, I'm waiting for the client, pull up my phone real quick, get my draft out, post it, post a comment on it to try to get some engagement going, and then forget it. It's good to go.
That's awesome. And do you, I know a lot of people will use, there's some people that are in favor of editing in the app. There's some people that use like InShot or anything like that. So, are you doing it all natively within the app?
Not all of it. So I'll try to do most of it in the app, but like if I'm doing like a home walkthrough or a hike that I recorded somewhere else or a restaurant, those kind of voiceover videos where my face isn't in them, I'll do them in CapCut, which is pretty easy. Just it's the same. I think TikTok might have bought them or something, or they own each other or whatever it is. So the whole editing interface is pretty much the same thing with native TikTok and with CapCut.
That's awesome.
There's a lot of different apps out there you can do it on.
Of course, of course. And, I guess one of the things that is important is getting started. And I'd love to know, what your thoughts are in terms of recommendations for people looking to get started today, and what they can maybe do in order to maintain that consistency and build momentum.
I mean, it's just getting started, right? Yeah. We all have you say it all the time. This is my entire, recording, editing, posting. This is all my phone. I don't have a fancy camera. I got my ring light, but besides that, it's just, getting comfortable on camera. And it's hard at first. You go back to my first TikToks or my first videos on TikTok, and they're so cringy. They're awful. I start off like, what's up everyone, it's your boy, and just like, it's not good. But it's just getting through it, the repetition. You'll get better at it, you'll get more comfortable on camera, and it'll be good. And then just staying consistent with it. A lot of times, like if I don't get a lead, that at this point I'm getting probably 2 to 4 leads a week through it. So if I go a couple of days, I'll get a lead. Now I'm kind of like, all right, what's going on here? But then I remind myself that this is a long game. If I get 1 lead a day, that's going to be insane production. So, that'd be great, but it's not going to happen. Right. Yeah. So you got to remind yourself, like, I'm putting these videos out now. I might get someone that watched this video that's going to reach out 6 months from now. It's like, hey, I've been watching on TikTok for a while. I want to, move to Denver or whatever it is. So it's just about the delayed gratification, knowing that if you put in the work, things will happen. Like one example I actually had is I got a client that from Texas, they bought a mountain house as an Airbnb, and they're like, hey, we got some friends that are moving out from Texas that want to move to Denver. Can you help? I'm like, yeah, sure. If they don't know the areas, here's my TikTok link, have them watch the videos, get an idea of what's going on. He sent it to her and she's like, oh, I already follow him. Yeah. So I'm like, that's awesome. Sweet. Means she's watching now, and who knows how many other people are in that following list that are watching now that aren't going to reach out until January, February, June of next year, July of next year, whatever it is. So it's just about continuing to put out that content and knowing that if you're doing the work and it's good work and people actually engage with it and want to watch it and it's valuable, people will come to you.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things that I'm very curious about, and I know many people are going to be too, is things that you can do to improve video and performance, and whether or not it's true or false in terms of, do you have any recommendations for hashtags? And then are you the type that is kind of using like any trending songs, or like, how do you kind of approach that process in terms of, what I would refer to as like the optimization of that video on TikTok? Any thoughts on that?
A lot to unpack on that one. So with TikTok, using trending sounds will definitely help. Because if someone, when I first started, I watched a lot of like TikTok growth creators. So people that are just showing you how to grow on TikTok, talking about the algorithm, talking about hashtags and sounds and all that kind of stuff. So I guess first off with the sounds, I'll usually use some popular sounds unless there's like a specific, like I did a top 5 waterfalls in Colorado. So I used Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. Yeah. It's not a popular song on TikTok, but I thought it was appropriate. But for the most part, I'm using trending sounds, trending songs, whatever it is, to kind of get that video out there. And then and then for those, because I'm always talking to mine, so you don't want the music too loud. So you just edit it down a little bit where you can still hear it a bit and it's still using that sound, but it's not like overpowering. In terms of hashtags, So there's a lot of people on YouTube now, a lot of agents on YouTube that are, living in Denver, Colorado, living in Calgary, Alberta, whatever it is, living in, put your city and state or city and province or whatever it is. So I figured, why not do the same thing for TikTok with the hashtags? So pretty much every single video I do living in Denver and moving to Denver. So if you go to TikTok and you search living in Denver in the search, because TikTok is becoming more like a search platform, just like Google and YouTube is. So I want to be first mover on that for my market, right? So if you search living in Denver on the search bar, it's just my face, my face, my face, my face, my face, maybe someone else, my face, my face. So I want to take over that page, right? Yeah. So when someone searches living in Denver or moving in Denver, I'm right there in their face, right? So hashtags are huge, and I won't use any, like a lot of people use like FYP, the For You page or viral or those kind of hashtags. I don't use any of those. There's billions of views on those hashtags, and it's not going to help your niche. It's not going to help someone that's looking in Denver, right? If you put FYP, someone in Florida is going to see your video, might not be even remotely thinking about moving there. So it's kind of a wasted view at that point. But yeah, I'll do living in Denver and moving in Denver for the hashtags. And then whatever it is, so hikes of Colorado, hiking Colorado, restaurants in Denver, Denver restaurants, just try to put Denver and Colorado in my hashtags as much as possible while still kind of mixing it around. And then for the caption as well, I'll try to switch it up. I mean, it sounds like all the same stuff with YouTube, right? You've got your title, you've got your description, you've got your thumbnail, and it's all got different verbiage of the same idea, right? So you're trying to just capture that entire market of people that might search it living in Denver this way or Denver, Colorado living this way, right? Yeah. You want to capture everybody. So yeah, the hashtags, what you're saying in the video as well, again, just like YouTube, and then what you put in the description. So it's just a culmination of all this stuff to try to niche down as much as possible to Denver and Colorado.
Yeah, and you actually brought up a really good point that I was going to mention too, is what we would kind of refer to as like a thumbnail, which is like the front facing kind of boomerang image that's playing whenever people come across your profile. Is there a way that you go about selecting which part of your video is shown as like that front facing thumbnail? And then also, do you recommend or not recommend kind of using those features where you can put like a big text block over top? What's kind of your thoughts on the thumbnail aspect of it?
So, I mean, it's hard because I think a lot of people are just, they're swiping all day long. They're just scrolling. So not a lot of people will actually go to your page. You'll have 100,000 views on a video, but you'll have maybe 100 of those people or 1,000 of those people go to your page, which is still a lot of people. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. And I guess I'll switch my thing up a little bit. I'll put on a certain keyframe or a certain frame that I want to portray. But most of the time I'm putting, like you said, those boxes on there with the text in there that's covering the picture anyways. And I'll just put, just a short blurb of what it's about. So most expensive, least expensive in Denver this weekend, or things to do in Denver this weekend, or pros and cons of gold in Colorado, or, whatever the topic is, right? I'll put in a quick blurb, and I try to get all artsy with it. So I've got my black squares in one column, my red squares in another column, and then my white squares in the other column. So it's nice and symmetrical. It doesn't matter. It's just what I started doing. So I'm like, I can't stop now. I've already got 400 or 500 videos with that. So I'm like, I'll keep it going. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people do it differently. Some people won't even put a text box and they'll just kind of have it all over there. But I think it's good to give people an idea of what this video is about before they click on it, right? And they can scroll through and find what's relevant to them. And then on that topic as well, recently, I think maybe a few months ago, TikTok released like the playlists. So just like YouTube, you can batch all your videos into a certain playlist. So I've got like my pros and cons videos. I've got Colorado neighborhood tours videos. I've got things to do videos, all in these playlists. So then if you only want to see hikes in Colorado or the Colorado outdoors, you click on that playlist and it's all hikes, it's all outdoors. So a lot of ways to optimize the page and make it easy for someone to go there and find what they're looking for. Because if you're posting once a day on TikTok or twice a day on TikTok, your videos are going to get lost.
Yeah,
they're down there, right? So making it easy for people to find it is good.
Yeah, and on the actual creation side of the content, Do you have any recommendations in terms of, I know a lot of people are saying like the average attention span or view time on a video is like 3 1/3 seconds. Like, similar to YouTube, it's like you need to hook people in the beginning.
Yep.
Do you have any recommendations in terms of maybe length of video? And then also, is there certain things that you kind of approach in terms of the beginning to keep people watching the rest of your video? Or how do you go about kind of like, I would say, like the delivery of the content?
I mean, I honestly could be better with my hooks. I know some videos I'll try to make a little bit better hook than others. But a lot of times I'm just, here's a video, let's check it out, right?
Yeah.
So I could put more time into the hooks, but I think they also created an analytics. So again, like YouTube, check your analytics, see what's working, see what people are engaging with, see what's getting views. But they'll have your view curve, right, or how long the retention rate is on it. And usually, if you get past like 4 or 5 seconds on a 60-second video, your views will increase dramatically. Because really, like you said, like 3 seconds, they swipe, they see a video. If they're not engaged in the first 2 seconds, next video, no, looks dumb. Next video, what is this person doing? Next video, they're swiping, right? So if you can hold them, because with TikTok, it's 15 seconds, 60 seconds, 3 minutes. I think that's what they're doing 10-minute videos. I don't have that feature yet, but I think some are able to do 10-minute videos. I wouldn't watch a 10-minute video on TikTok, honestly, but to each their own. I honestly struggle to watch a 1-minute video on TikTok, so it is what it is. But they're trying to compete with YouTube, and we'll see how that works out for them. But I think they have different parameters for each. So if you select a 15-second thing, as long as there's 10-second plus watch time, it'll get sent out more. With a 60-second video, it's maybe like a 30-second watch time or something like that, maybe 45-second watch time. It'll push it out more. I'm not an algorithm expert, so don't quote me on those numbers. But yeah, I mean, it's trying to find out a good hook and getting them engaged, actually want to watch more and be like, oh, what is it like? My videos I do the best are like top 5 videos, right? Because they're like, okay, well, let's see this list, right? Because people just want to get mad about stuff and say this is a dumb list, or say, why isn't this one included, or whatever it is. So those always usually do the best, where it's the top 5 list or top 10 list or lists, right? We're like, here's 5 things to know before moving to Denver, and then get the last one, like, oh wow, that's the dumbest number 5 ever, and then it is what it is, but it gets engagement. So
Yeah. I love that. And I have to ask, what's with the lav mic?
So I honestly don't know why I started doing it. I think I just wanted some good audio, and I don't want to clip it to myself and just sit there and like record and have this clip to my shirt. So I just started, what's up, everybody? Let's talk about top 5, whatever it is. And I don't know, I just ran with it, and it seemed like it worked. And what I'm doing now, it seems like it's working, so I don't want to change it. Same thing with when I put myself in like windows of houses videos. Those are fun, because the first time I did that, because when you do the green screen, you can shrink your head, expand your head, whichever size you want it, and move it around, that kind of stuff. So I put myself in a $600,000 house, which was like 500 square feet, 1 bed, 1 bath, an expensive neighborhood out here in Denver. And of course, that's probably the reason it got a lot of engagement, because it's like 500 square feet for $600,000. That's insanity. But put myself in different rooms, different windows. I got a couple comments on there like, that's hilarious. And I was like, oh, I'll keep going with it, and just doing just dumb humor like that. So find out what works and just go with it.
Yeah, and like you say, it's listening to feedback. Like oftentimes your audience will let you know either A, what they want to see more of, or B, what they like about it. So you can do more of that, what they don't like. And it's just kind of taking that feedback and fine tuning and improving over time. So I think it's incredible, man. And it's been awesome to watch your journey and see that you're finally getting the traction that you deserve from it. So the last thing that I always like to ask is, you obviously came from a traditional brokerage and you decided to partner with our group. So, what kind of made that decision for you, or kind of prompted you to look in this direction, and what's that been like?
Well, like I said at the very beginning, I reached out to you initially because I no knock on cold calling and door knocking and Facebook ads and all that stuff. Everything works if you work and you're good at it. But I realized I wanted to do more in the social media realm. I wanted people reaching out to me instead of me calling a homeowner and them saying, who the hell is this? How did you get my number? And then trying to follow up them for a year and a half. I'd rather just put out that evergreen content, have people watch it, and have people enjoy it and reach out to you eventually. So that's why I initially reached out, because I wanted to start going that route. The traditional brokerages are fine. It is what it is. Splits were okay. The the comp structure was okay, but they weren't doing anything, new. They weren't doing a lot of social media. They weren't utilizing what we're doing now. So that's the main reason why I switched over, is I wanted to really get into that. Your Social Agent Academy, right when I signed on, ran through that entire thing, got every knowledge I could about Instagram, YouTube, and you just put out the TikTok one. So watch the TikTok one to, maybe learn some stuff I didn't know about, and just ran with it.
Yeah, it's been awesome, man. And we've got such a cool crew down there in Denver, and it's really exciting
Yeah.
to see that all of them are, leveraging social and many on different platforms, which is
Yep.
absolutely incredible. So, to bring it full circle, man, what can we expect from you going forward on TikTok, and then for everybody that's going to go and check out your YouTube channel?
Yeah, well, I'm not stopping TikTok right now in August. I failed 2 months or 2 days so far this month, but I'm trying to do 2 videos a day, which is pretty exhausting. But I did it in April, and I really saw a crazy jump in followers and views and people reaching out then. So plenty more videos to come, everything Colorado, everything Denver. And now that I'm kind of getting everything set up in my basement bar / studio, I'm going to start actually putting out more YouTube content, because, leverage what I've got now on TikTok, move people over from there to YouTube, do more long form stuff on, I've got a 30-second pros and cons video. Let's make a 5, 6, 7 minute pros and cons video some more. Right. Yeah. So just trying to leverage all the platforms. Organic growth on TikTok's crazy. The reach out on YouTube is crazy. Like you said, everything works. Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, just stay consistent with whatever it is. But yeah, gonna go hard on TikTok for the rest of the year, and don't see myself stopping on it.
I love it, man. That's the way to do it. And I'm going to be picking up the pace here coming up soon too. So it's been an inspiration to see your journey. And again, guys, I'm going to make sure to link all of Andrew's profiles below, as well as a calendar invite if you want to talk to him about partnering with him and getting his help to skyrocket your business with TikTok and leveraging modern strategies. So guys, as always, thanks so much for tuning in. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.